So we'll start with the first model. I think I told you about three different models. One is CAD, block, and then network. We'll begin with the first model called CAD driver model. Difference is very simple. It's only with respect to how the driver is available to applications. Block drivers are available through a file system interface. Network drivers are available through protocol interface. And CAD drivers directly available to the apps. So we'll first take a look at CAD. Most of devices that are read and return byte-sized data. Most of these limited stream devices, we use CAD driver model. Block driver is an option only when we are supporting files on a storage device, because file system would step in only for file management. So it makes sense to implement a block driver or a driver as a block driver only when there is a possibility of storing files on the device. And networking devices, obviously, when we need to create packets and stream out them or receive the packets in a stream, we need a protocol stack to process those ingress packets or egress packets. That's when we choose network device model. So we'll start with the CAD, the first type. Take down Linux CAD drivers. So we know modules, we know about the driver models. What we're going to do now is look at how to implement these drivers within a module. Module is a concept. We have understood that it's a binary file using which you can load code into kernel code segment. Now using that module as a means, we'll try and load a CAD driver. Let's first look at the basic skeleton of this module, how these CAD drivers look like, and what you need to do to implement a CAD driver, the basic issues. We'll write down the steps, take down CAD driver interface, that's the side heading in that first part. Steps involved, steps involved, steps involved in implementation and testing of a CAD driver. Steps involved in implementation and testing of a CAD driver. Implementation and test of a character driver. Step 1. Step 1. Create a device node. Create a device node. Create a device node that represents the driver. That represents the driver. That represents the driver. For user applications. That represents the driver for user applications. Second step 2. Step number 2. Register the driver. Register the driver. Register the driver with virtual file system. With virtual file system interface. Register driver with virtual file system interface. Step 3. Last one. Use an application. Use an application that invokes driver operations. Use an application that invokes driver operations to test the driver invocation. Use an application that invokes driver operations to test driver invocation. So first step. Normally when we write kernel code, we know this already, we have seen these basics earlier. Whenever you write some service or some piece of kernel code, you need to make that available to applications. To make that available to applications, one of the usual options is system call layer. Through a system call, we make it available to apps. So whenever we write a driver, we could add system calls on top, and on user space, you could add APIs calling these system calls. That is approach 1. This approach is not used by Unix community for simple reasons, which are obvious reasons. As you add more and more drivers, you add more and more system calls. You'll have to add new syscall layers. Similarly, you'll have to add APIs. It means the more of drivers you're adding, the more of system calls, and the more of libraries in use space. And application developers will have a hard time figuring out which API to use to invoke which driver. To simplify that, what they do is they take these drivers, the CAD drivers, and implement them as file systems. Now, when we use the term implement them as file systems, we don't mean implementing the facilities of file system. VFS, we know. VFS, the benefit with that is common API. It allows the applications to be completely abstracted from the underlying file interface and file system type, and then initiate operations on a file of any type without having to worry about which system it belongs to, which file system it belongs to. We can take use or we can leverage that VFS and hook up the driver also to VFS, allowing the common API to be used as interface for the driver. So Linux CAD drivers use VFS as an interface instead of defining their own interface. By adding their own system calls and their own APIs, they use the existing VFS layer as an interface. The benefit is you can add as many drivers as you want. You need not add APIs on top. Applications will still use the open read write, the common file API to access our driver. Now, for all this to work, we need to show our driver as if it's a file, because application can initiate the opens or reads or writes or any of these operations only when they can see a file entity. So what we do is we create a file to represent our driver. It means, in other words, we show our driver to application as if our driver is a file. And we register the driver operations with that VFS layer. Whenever the application tries to open that file or read that file or write that file, VFS calls are invoked. VFS calls, we know they're switching to appropriate service. In this case, we'll tune VFS to switching to our driver service. So that's the reason why in most of Unix book you find a statement, everything is a file. Everything is a file is simply for the application view. Applications are shown a view that every service is a file. Drivers also are shown as files. So our step one is to create a file. Now, will that option one still work? Yes, it could work. If you want to write your own application, your own driver, proprietary, completely third-party proprietary, then write your driver, add system calls, add APIs, write application. That becomes a complete proprietary package. Other application developers cannot write applications for your driver unless they are aware of APIs. And still some proprietary vendors follow that model. That model is still open because kernel source code is open. The general model that Linux provides is the SCAR interface, using which any application developer can write an application without knowing how driver is implemented. Okay, so these are two options. We'll go with the CAD one. So step one is to create a file. We have to show a driver as if it is a file. It's a logical view. It's not physical file. When I say physical file, it will not be on a storage disk. It is simply a logical file with a logical inode. We know already that we have two kinds of files, logical and physical. There is one file system called tempfs, which maintains logical files of drivers. What we'll do now, we'll create a file under tempfs. Tempfs is one of the logical file systems like proc. Okay. So how to do that? Very simple. A simple tool called mknode. mknode is a tool using which you create files in tempfs. Tempfs is auto-mounted on a folder called /dev. So you need to create this file in /dev. /dev is a mount point of this file system called tempfs.